Hello everyone, welcome to episode 6 of Megaman 04. In the last part we defeated some more Mavericks. And now we're doing just that, more Mavericks. Or rather, Einherjar. How do you pronounce this? Is it Einherjar? Anyway, now we're heading towards probably... Ow. Get mugged there. And now we're heading towards probably my least favorite of the main 8 stages. It doesn't start off that bad, especially if you have the weather in your favor. By the way, grab this because it might end up being useful for the mid-boss and for the actual boss. But once you get to the second portion of it, it can be rather annoying. Gotta turn up the volume there. That's better. This is the second section I was just talking about. I'm actually equipping Spike... well, I'm showing that I have Spike type... for the majority of the level, you want Spike type W equipped, except for right here. There is wind pushing you throughout this entire section, and it is annoying. This is probably my third attempt at doing this level, because I had to reload my save every time. Why? Because I wanted to get my B rank still. Otherwise, it would disappear right in front of my face, and I need to plug in my phone. And the plug's all the way over there. Anyway, the mission for this stage is that every now and then when you're in these kind of sections, you'll see these weird generators. I think I just destroyed one a few minutes ago, but they're pretty much red blocks. I've destroyed a couple by this point. And you want to break those. I believe it only takes a couple slashes, but you want to do that if you want to have the mission completion. In fact, I think there's one coming up right here, but I can't remember because I even though I only recorded this a half hour ago. Yeah, there it is right there. And also, this is the point where you really want to start using your EX skills if you've gotten them, because they become really useful at this point in the game. And now it's time for a somewhat familiar mini-boss, which actually acts just the exact same way as the one in Peak Emblem stage, except it's electrical based, and it has a couple different attacks. And I'm actually going to go over there and plug my phone. Come on. Can I reach? Can I reach it? And the answer to that is nope. I gotta take my headset off. Alrighty, there we go. Yeah, I didn't really miss anything, just... Yeah, these mini-bosses for some reason, all three of them, because spoilers, there's gonna be an ice elemental one, have a lot of HP for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure why. Luckily all I missed was that very oddly placed mini-boss. For some reason there's only like 3 mini-bosses that stick out to me in this entire game, and it's those 3. And hey, it's these enemies again, whose name I can never remember. Also, one thing about the, I just remember this, one thing about the elf score is that it doesn't matter what level you have it during the mission, you can have the level entirely maxed out at 21 if you want. Your elf score, on the end of the level, just depends on what level you had it at when you beat the boss, I believe. Not the max level you would possibly use, so if that's true, you can probably be abused at, so when the boss is at 1 hit point left, just return to 0. No, no, no! Whew. That was a close one. Anyway, you want to have the double jump equipped here, even though I foolishly put back on the Spike type W. Which is, hey, phone call, haven't seen you in a couple parts. What you want to do is have the double jump equipped right there, because there's actually a generator up there that I completely forget about until, like, right now. I'm not even sure why I'm going for this, why I'm going for the mission score, because this is the one game in the series where I believe mission score does not count for anything. Since you get the EX skills a completely different way, I don't think it does anything with the ending whatsoever. It might as well just be useless. I believe the only thing it can get you is mini-games at the end of the game, which even then I don't really need. Because I played through the game for the main game. I didn't show off any mini-games in 03, did I? Yeah, I didn't. And now we're at the boss. I will smite the worthless vermin down below. Lord Violcare with a plan as beautiful as myself. All ugly things must bow down before me. Pegasus to Eclair will send you to the depths below. Anyway, Chocolate Eclair here is electric elemental. So if you want, you have an ice type knuckle equipped, or have the elephant at its ice shots, and don't fall into the pit. Suffer your grand and hideous fate. My loveliness is a gift to the eyes of one so ugly. Yeah, for some reason they give you the boss gets dialogue when you die to them, and I rarely ever see it because I don't die to bosses often in the series. What? How could this happen to me? You beating me? That's impossible. But my death, it's so beautiful. Not really. It's the exact same explosionly death of destruction and doom that everyone else has had. My damage score in this game has been bad, especially the next stage. And yet I still have my B rank. And we get the Thunder Stab, which is actually to me one of the most useful EX skills. If you remember from 0, 2, and 3, it's the dash attack. It's the dash stab that I love to use oh so much. I could downright abuse it when I got it in 0, 3. Ah, I love this thing so much. If I remember correctly, in 0, 3, that's what it would look like if you had the Thunder Chip equipped, too. Or was it in 0, 2? I believe it was 0, 2. Anyway, now we're heading on to the second to last Maverick, actually, I just realized. Soul Titanion. And one thing I never went over is that every one of the bosses has its name for a reason. Like, Soul Titania is based off of two things. One, Sol for Solar, she's fire-based, and Titania, which is the Queen of all Fairies, if I remember correctly. And Fenrir Lunar Edge, if you remember him a couple parts back, is based off Fenrir, some sort of wolf monster thing from Norse mythology. Lunar, aka the moon, werewolf and such, and Edge, kind of shot sharp things at us. Which I actually kind of like that attention to detail, that they thought about the names. The 003 names probably have something to do with what they do as well, but I never went all that stuff into all the names. But then again, I like the 003 names are based off the animals, like Devil Bat, Schilt, Children. I only get Children in and out, but Death Hand's Mantis. Anyway, if you didn't know this before, the Axeloids, which are the axe-type weapons, I believe there's not one in this room. I believe you'll see them in a couple minutes. So the guys that give you the axe knuckle, as I like to call it. Is there one coming up right here? Yes, there is. I'm actually going to show you how obscene this thing is in this boss fight, because it's slower it's faster than the hammer, I mean, and its power is up let's just put it like this. It can do possibly a fourth of a health bar of a boss. It's obscene. Also, of this level, I didn't mention it by this point. When you're in the slightly brighter parts of the stage, which indicates sunlight, your heat meter will constantly rise up to 100. Once it reaches 100, you take a lot damage bit by bit. And the main mission by this stage is to find generators located all throughout. There's actually one in that door up there. Ow. And, destroying them will not only slow down the heat rising when you're outside, it'll also up your mission completion. I think it also impacts the mini-boss, too. Also, usually, when I actually play 04 a lot, I actually either start with Noble Madrigal or Soul Titanion, actually, for some reason. And now you have the mini-boss, which, if you have a lot of EX skills in the rolling armor, which I completely forgot I had other armors until just right now, actually, is a complete and total joke, yet he still manages to do quite a bit of damage to me. Why? I'm for some reason incredibly reckless while recording this. Maybe I had some emotions to take out, I can't remember, even though it was only around a half hour ago. Yeah. Gotta love that soundtrack. These games' soundtracks are fantastic. In fact, I think this game, 04... Actually, I just was trying to think. What is my favorite final boss theme in the series? Is it 0? All these games have such good music. Mega Man in general just has good soundtracks, especially X6. As meh as a game as X6 can be to people. I know X6 is probably the X game. No, I'll probably do X6 before X7. X7. Actually, it is rising slower. I was just trying to think about the gimmick. But the best way to find the generators is to just look for doors where it usually wouldn't be. If it's like within the sunlight out of your path, that's usually going to be where a generator's going to be. And for some reason they all have a ruby in them. Groudon's going to be pissed. And for some reason, those... not bulldozer, whatever those things down there are called. I'm forgetting what they're called for some reason right now. I think it is bulldozer, actually. Those bots, I think it's because of the red eye, reminds me of the original Mega Man X's mini-boss to get the body armor for some reason. I'm not sure why, I think it's just the red eye. But we're at the boss. You must be quite fired up to come this far. Ah, but you're not fired up enough for me. I want to see you sweat. I want to see tears. Show me everything you've got. I love making guys like you into charcoal. Now it's time to get burned. Burn, burn, burn to the ground, burn! Flame Heinard. Anyway, this is where I really get to show the combination of not only having the weakness on your Cyber Elf, but also, I believe it's right around now that I decided to use the sub-weapon. Yeah, it is. Boom! That did like a fourth of her health bar. Well, actually more, probably like a sixth. This thing is obscene! I'm gonna love using this in the final boss. What? Why can't I move? How can I lose to you? Unbelievable. No. Impossible! Yeah! No! That's impossible! Jumps off Bespin. Oh, Luke. Yikes, 130 damage. Yeah, I was incredibly reckless during this stage. Ugh. And we got Sultana on ZX skill. Actually, that's one thing I didn't realize up until now, is that there are no EX skills for the Zero Knuckle. It's all for the Buster and the Saber. I would have actually liked to see what they could have done with the EX skill for the Knuckle. That could have been kind of interesting. Are we holding up? Just fine. But with that done, I'm gonna need to end things off here. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Mega Man 04, we're going to fight the last Maverick, actually. See you guys then. Chocolate Eclair and craft mac and cheese.